There are words trapped in your heart right now. Words you've been meaning to say for years, maybe even decades. But you keep telling yourself, I'll say it later. Now's not the time. Or worse, they already know. But what if there is no later? What if the moment passes, and those words, those sacred unfinished words, never reach the ears that needed them most? This is your reminder, your wake-up call, your message from the universe. Speak your heart before it's too late, because the silence you're carrying, it's heavier than it looks. In this video, we are not talking about dramatic speeches or public declarations. We are talking about the quiet truths that live inside you, the apologies unsaid, the love unspoken, the stories untold, the things you keep locked up because of fear, pride, or the belief that no one's listening. But here's the truth. Your words still matter. Your voice still holds power. And your heart deserves to be heard fully, honestly, and without regret. You don't have to carry the weight of unspoken feelings to your final breath. You can release them today, because when the end comes, it's not the things we did that haunt us most. It's the things we never said. So stay with me, listen closely, and let this message remind you that the time to speak isn't someday. Because now, silence is heavy in old age. As we age, something shifts deep inside. We become quieter not because we've run out of things to say, but because we start to wonder, who's listening? We carry memories, regrets, emotions, love, but instead of sharing, we keep it inside. And over time, that silence becomes heavier than any ache in our bones. Maybe you've been told, don't bring up the past, or let it go, or they won't understand. And so you've learned to swallow your truth, to sit through dinners with a smile even though your heart holds decades of unspoken words. But here's the reality. Silence doesn't protect us. It slowly breaks us. When you don't speak, you carry the full weight alone. Your forgiveness never reaches the one who needs it. Your love goes unheard. Your story fades with every day it remains untold. You've lived through wars, loss, laughter, and generations of change. You've survived heartbreak, built families, and seen the world transform in ways few can imagine. Why take all that to the grave? You're not too old to speak. You're not too late to share. And your words, your truth still hold power. This isn't about speeches or attention. It's about peace. It's about freeing your spirit from the things you've carried for too long. Because when you finally speak what's in your heart, to your children, your loved ones, even just to yourself, something shifts. The weight lifts. The pain softens. The silence breaks. And you realize it was never too late. It was just time. So, speak now, while you still can, because your voice may be soft, but your story is strong. The power of unspoken words. There's a special kind of weight that only unspoken words carry. A quiet heaviness that settles in the heart and lingers for years. And if you're honest with yourself, you've felt it. Maybe it's the I'm sorry you never said, or the I forgive you that stayed locked inside your chest. Maybe it's the I love you that got buried under years of pride, silence, or distance. You may think it's too late now. That time has passed, that the moment is gone. But let me tell you something with absolute certainty. While there is breath in your body, your words still hold power. People often think strength is found in keeping things to ourselves. But in truth, strength is found in the courage to speak with honesty, even when your voice trembles. If someone wronged you decades ago and you still carry it, say it. If someone loved you well and you never told them how much it meant, tell them. If you've made mistakes you regret, admit them. Because the moment you release those words, you also release yourself. You don't need the perfect setting. You don't need the other person to respond perfectly. This is about you, finding peace before your final chapter is written. And if the person is no longer here, speak anyway. Write a letter, visit a grave, say it aloud into the wind. Your spirit knows what it needs to release. Words have energy. They can heal. They can reconnect generations. They can mend what time and distance tried to break. So don't let silence write the ending to your story. Speak what's been left unsaid, not for drama, not for conflict, but for closure, for freedom, for peace. Because the words you hold in your heart today may be the very ones that could bring healing to you and to those who love you most. Share your stories while you can. You've lived through things many people today can't even imagine. You've seen decades pass through love, war, sacrifice, celebration, heartbreak, and triumph. But if you don't speak your stories, who will? Your memories are not just moments, they are living history. They are lessons wrapped in experience. They are maps for the younger generation, showing them how to endure, how to love, how to live. But too often, elders believe their stories are boring, outdated, or irrelevant, so they remain silent. And entire generations grow up without the wisdom they desperately need. You don't have to write a book. You don't need to stand on a stage. All you need to do is open your mouth and speak. Tell your grandchildren how you fell in love. Tell them what your parents taught you. Tell them what the world looked like when you were 20 and how you survived things that would break others today. Don't underestimate what your stories can do. They might teach a young man patience. They might give a lost young woman courage. They might remind someone that even pain can pass. Because you're living proof that it does. Even the small stories matter. The funny ones, the embarrassing ones, the ordinary days you never thought were important. Because they are important. And one day, when you are no longer here, it won't be your possessions they'll miss most. It will be your voice, your laughter, your stories. They'll share them now, at the dinner table, in a handwritten letter, over tea, in the quiet moments when hearts are soft and open. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until someone asks. Speak your stories now, while you still can, because the world needs what only you can give. Your truth, your life, your legacy. Speak and set yourself free. There comes a moment, quiet, sacred, when you realize what's left unsaid weighs more than anything you've ever carried. All the years you held back your truth, all the times you swallowed your pain, all the feelings you stored away just to keep peace or protect pride. But now in this season of life, you must ask yourself a simple but powerful question. What am I still holding that I need to let go of with my voice? This isn't about making speeches. It's not about confronting or correcting others. It's about liberation. Because the words you keep inside, whether they're of love, sorrow, regret, or truth, don't disappear. They settle in your heart, and over time, they become a quiet ache that never fully leaves. But the moment you speak, you breathe again. Say, I forgive you, even if the wound runs deep. Say, I'm sorry, even if time has passed. Say, thank you, I miss you, you mattered to me, even if the person isn't here to hear it. Speak it to a photo, whisper it in prayer, write it in a journal. Because the power isn't just in being heard, it's in finally releasing the words from your soul. Your voice still holds the key to peace. Even in old age, it has the strength to untie emotional knots that have been tangled for decades. Don't let silence be your final chapter. Let your voice finish what your heart started. Because when the end comes, what brings comfort isn't the money, the trophies, or the things. It's the words you had the courage to say, the healing you gave, the truth you lived. So speak, even if it feels late. Speak even if it's hard. Because the final gift you give yourself and those you love is freedom. And it starts with your voice. If this message touched something deep within you, if it brought back a face, a memory, or a feeling you've buried for years, then don't let that moment pass unnoticed. This isn't just a video. It's a mirror reflecting what's been hiding in your heart. All those words you've held back, they're not gone. They're waiting. And more importantly, they still matter. You don't need a perfect moment. You don't need to wait for the right time. You just need courage, a few quiet minutes, and a heart willing to be honest. Speak the apology. Speak the truth. Speak the love, especially the love. Because when we hold our words back, we hold back parts of ourselves. And life, my friend, is too short to stay silent. Even if they don't respond the way you hope, even if no one ever says thank you, say it anyway, because you deserve the freedom that truth brings. Your voice, no matter how old or tired it may feel, still holds the power to heal. Not just others, but you. Let it do its work. So, before another day passes, before the clock hands turn and the chance slips away, let this be the moment you choose honesty over silence. Speak your heart before it's too late. Because in the end, it's not about having the final word. It's about leaving this life with nothing left unsaid.